Stay tuned till the end because today we're breaking down The Terror live like never before. If you love movie recaps, don't forget to subscribe for more. The Terror Live is a high-stakes South Korean thriller that plays out almost entirely within the confines of a newsroom. But its tight focus on one man's moral and personal crisis makes it all the more intense. The film is directed by Kim Jung-woo and stars Jung-woo as the lead, Yoon Young-Hwa. The movie explores how media, politics, and personal ambition collide in the midst of a terrorist attack. The story kicks off with Yoon Young-Hwa, a once popular TV anchor who has been demoted to hosting a morning radio show. Yoon is frustrated with his current career, craving a return to the spotlight. His day begins like any other, but soon takes a dark turn when an anonymous caller phones into his show. The caller calmly informs Yoon that he plans to blow up the Mapo Bridge in Seoul, demanding that the government and public acknowledge his grievances. Yoon, skeptical at first, dismisses the call as a joke or a prank. But moments later, a bomb explodes on the Mapo Bridge, killing innocent civilians and throwing the city into chaos. The caller, who identifies himself as Park No-kyu, is an aggrieved former construction worker who lost colleagues in an industrial accident years ago on the same bridge. The government never compensated or apologized for their deaths, and the media ignored the workers' plight. Park demands a personal apology from the president of South Korea, holding the city hostage until this condition is met. Smelling an opportunity to reclaim his career, Yoon decides to break the story live, on air. He strikes a deal with his former news network, promising exclusive coverage of the terrorists' demands. His producer, Cha Dae-in, and the newsroom bosses see this as a way to boost their ratings, exploiting the live broadcast of the terror negotiations to attract viewers. As Yoon engages with the terrorist on live television, he becomes more entangled in the situation. Initially focused on his career and fame, Yoon gradually realizes the human toll of the unfolding events. His ambition blinds him to the danger he is putting others in, including innocent civilians and his own colleagues. As the hours pass, Yoon finds himself negotiating between the terrorist and the government. The terrorist demands an apology from the president, but the government is unwilling to comply. Instead, they focus on neutralizing the terrorist and saving face. Yoon begins to feel the pressure as the terrorist proves to be more intelligent and calculated than he anticipated. The terrorist reveals that there are more bombs planted throughout the city, and he is prepared to detonate them if his demands are not met. The situation becomes increasingly dangerous, with the stakes rising for everyone involved. The studio and the network executives continue to push for ratings, ignoring the lives at risk. They manipulate Yoon, encouraging him to keep the terrorist talking and to broadcast every detail of the attack to boost viewership. The film takes a personal turn when the terrorist reveals that he has planted a bomb in a location that directly affects Yoon. The terrorist's revenge is no longer just aimed at the government, but also at the media figures who ignored the deaths of his colleagues. Yoon's personal safety is now at risk, and he must decide whether to continue the broadcast or prioritize saving lives. Yoon's ex-wife, who is also a reporter, becomes part of the story as it is revealed that she is on the bridge covering the explosion. The stakes rise even further as Yoon faces the possibility of losing someone he once loved because of his involvement in the situation. The government, represented by cold, calculating officials, refuses to bow to the terrorists' demands. Instead, they manipulate Yoon, feeding him false information and planning to take down both the terrorist and Yoon if necessary. They offer no real solution to the problem, choosing instead to protect their image over saving lives. This creates a strong theme of distrust in authority and shows how the government and media can be complicit in dangerous, self-serving behavior during a crisis. As the terrorist becomes more desperate and the government continues to refuse his demands, Yoon begins to see the darker side of both the media and the political machine he once served. He starts questioning his own role in the crisis and whether he has made the right decisions. In the final act, Yoon makes one last stand. Without giving away the exact details of the ending, he takes matters into his own hands, attempting to save those he cares about while exposing the corruption of both the media and the government. The film concludes on a powerful, thought-provoking note, with Yoon confronting the devastating consequences of his ambition and the moral costs of chasing fame at any cost. If you enjoyed this recap and want more content like this, hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications.